Hello, world. Welcome to episode 109 of the Jimmy Canz Show. Classic Supercard retrospective time yet again. The 1990 WWF Survivor Series. Let's talk about this one. All right. It was held November 22nd, 1990. Obviously, WWF event held in Hartford, Connecticut, the Hartford Civic Center. 16,000 sellout crowd. Live on pay-per-view. Later released on VHS, courtesy Coliseum Video. Action was called by Gorilla Monsoon and none other than the hot rod himself, Roddy Piper. Entire card is all Survivor Series matches this year. There's a new twist. They're adding a new thing there at the end. All the babyface survivors get put on a team at the end, team up against a team of all the heel survivors in the grand finale match of survival. Ooh, there's this big egg too. So let's go back and remember this one, shall we? Out of the gate, first matchup was the team of the Warriors, captained by WWF champion, the Ultimate Warrior. He was joined by Road Warrior Hawk, Road Warrior Animal, the Legion of Doom, and the Intercontinental Champion himself, the Texas Tornado. They went up against the Perfect Team, captained by Mr. Perfect, and he was joined by all three members of Demolition, X, Crush, and Smash. Interesting side note before I talk about the match itself, Mr. Perfect actually recaptured the IC title from the Tornado at a Superstars taping, which hadn't aired yet. So for this event, Tornado was still billed as the champion and came out with the title, even though he had actually dropped the title prior to the event. Because, you know, back then, it hadn't aired on TV yet. Hadn't happened. As for the match, Axe was the first eliminated, courtesy of the Warrior. Next, there's actually 4 simultaneous eliminations, as both members of the Legion of Doom and the 2 remaining members of Demolition were all disqualified for brawling and disregarding the officials' continued warnings. So next, Perfect eliminated the Texas Tornado with a Perfect Flex. This just left the 2 team captains, Perfect and Warrior. Warrior eventually hits his Warrior Splash for the 3, so your sole survivor. And moving on to the match of survival for the babyface team is the WWF champion, the Ultimate Warrior. The Dream Team versus the $1 Million Team was up next. Team captain of the Dream Team was the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, joined by the Birdman, Coco Beware, and the WWF World Tag Team Champions, the Hart Foundation, Bret the Hitman Hart, Jimmy Hammer Neidhart. The $1 Million Team, captained by the $1 Million Man, Eddie DiBiase, and he was joined by Rhythm and Blues. That consisted of the Honky Tonk Man, Greg Cameron Valentine. Final member of that team, Bad News Brown. Well, that was what was first announced anyway, but it's Survivor Series, so we all know what that means. You know, they announced the team, and then Bad News quits the company. So that had to change. And after he quit, we got weeks of that final spot for the $1 Million Team being promoted as its mystery partner. And that mystery partner didn't come from the Big Egg, but in fact ended up being this guy who went on to have a pretty okay career, I guess. It was none other than the Phenom himself, The Undertaker, managed at this point in time by Brother Love. So that was the team there. Debuting Taker starts things off for the $1 Million Team against the Birdman. Only takes about a minute and a half. Tombstone City, 1, 2, 3. Coco hits the showers. Taker's dominant. Doesn't look like anybody can touch him, but for some reason he decides to tag in the Honky Tonk Man. Then a power slam later by Neidhart, and Honky hits the bricks, so teams are now evened up 3 apiece. Virgil interferes on DiBiase's behalf. This leads to Neidhart's elimination. Dusty comes in, Taker's back in. Big double axe handle by Taker eliminates Dusty, but for whatever reason, Taker continues to pursue Dusty outside the ring and up the aisleway and ends up getting counted out. So DiBiase and Valentine are left for their team against just the Hitman. Bret counters a figure 4 attempt by Valentine and a small package for a 3, so it's 1-on-1 now. Hitman, the $1 Million Man. And DiBiase ends up rolling through Bret's flying cross body and secures a 3 count for the win. So DiBiase now advances on as the sole survivor to the match of survival for the heel teams. So there's one apiece on those teams right now. So next up was the team of the Vipers, captained by Jake the Snake Roberts, joined by Jimmy Superfly Snuka and the Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Mario Jannetty, taking on the team of the Visionaries, captained by Rick Amato Martel, who was joined by the Warlord and the Power and Glory, Paul Roma and the Mighty Hercules. Interesting match, because, it's a first. Let me explain. Jannetty, Power Slam, eliminated by Warlord. Snuka, pinned by Model, inside Cradle. Power and Glory hit Powerplex on Michaels for 3. Roberts then, was counted out, attempting to go after Martel, who wasn't the legal man at the time. He was trying to get revenge for the arrogance being sprayed in his face and quote-unquote blinding him. So, you do the math right there, and, this is the first time the entire team survived a Survivor Series match. So the entire Visionaries survived, advanced to the match of survival for the heel team, joining DiBiase. So it is now 5-1, heels against babyfaces. Match 4, Hulkamaniacs, captained by Hulk Hogan, joined by the Big Boss Man, Tugboat, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, taking on the Natural Disasters, captained by Earthquake, joined by the Canadian Strongman Dino Bravo, Ravishing Rick Rude, and Barbarian. Nope, wait, Survivor Series strikes again. Rude quit the WWF after the team was announced, just like Bad News, and he was replaced by Haku. Speaking of Haku, this is the first one out. He was the first one out, a little over 3 minutes, thanks to Boss Man and the Boss Man Slam. Duggan is DQ'd, shocker. Duggan not taking a clean L. Well, I honestly, I'm trying to remember any time that he took a clean L. Only one of those guys made a career out of either winning, getting himself disqualified, or losing a match because of chicane or, the other person cheating. I can't remember, too many clean losses for Duggan, maybe Yokozuna. But so anyway, so like I said, after hitting Quake, like I said, Duggan was DQ'd after he hit the Quake with the 2x4. So we're evened up at 3 apiece. Bravo eliminated via small package by Hogan. Yes, small package by Hogan, words I never thought I'd say. Quake then pinned Boss Man after an elbow drop. So we're at 2-2. Now, but not for long, it's Quake and Tugboat both counted out. So that leaves Barbarian and Hogan. She wonder which way this is going to go. Do I really need to say it? Okay, I will. Leg drop, 1, 2, 3. Sole Survivor had the match of survival, Hulk Hogan. So that's Hogan Warrior against the entire Visionaries and DiBiase right now. So it's 2-5. Our final Survivor Series match for the match of survival sees the team of the Alliance against the team of the Mercenaries. The Alliance team captain, Nikolai Volkov, joined by Tito Santana and Luke and Butch, the Bushwhackers. Mercenaries, captained by Sergeant Slaughter, joined by the African Dream Akeem and the Orient Express, Sato and Tanaka. Our third match on the card, where Survivor Series strikes again, as Akeem quit the WWF. After the match, the teams were announced, and he was replaced by Volkov's former Bolshevik tag team partner, Boris Zukov. And just like Haku in the last match as the last minute sub being the first one out, so was Zukov. He goes down in under a minute after a Tito flying forearm. Battering ram later, and Sato is out. Alliance is now up 4-2. Tito with another flying forearm on Tanaka, and he's out. So it's now 4-1 babyfaces. Sarge, is the only one left, but goes on a little bit of a run here. Not a shock, honestly, is that we're using this to start to build up Slaughter as credible opponent for Warrior, but I'll talk about that later. Slaughter takes out Volkov after a clothesline, Luke after a stomach breaker, and Butch after a clothesline, and only misses the monster comeback of being down 4-1 when he gets himself DQ'd due to General Adnan interfering. So Tito is declared the sole survivor and advances on for the match of survival with the other two baby faces. So our match of survival is set. It'll be 3 against 5, but we'll get into that in a second. Before we talk about the match of survival, there's one other thing on this event that we have to talk about, and that was the big egg. All right, 6 weeks of build-up. What's coming out of this egg? Everybody thought, is it going to be the mystery partner for the $1 Million Man team? Nope, it wasn't that. So we wait. Finally, Mean Gene comes out. So the egg's ready to hatch. What's it going to be? And it ends up being Hector Guerrero in a turkey suit. Yep. The Gobbledygooker. Where is that Price is Right field jingle when you need it? But yeah, this one did not hit. But people remember it. I don't know whether they remember it as anything good, but yeah, they remember it. The Gobbledygooker. All right. First ever match of survival. 3 babyface sole survivors. The WWF champion, the Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Tito Santana, versus the heel survivors, $1 Million Man, Teddy DiBiase, and the entire Visionary team. Rick the Mal Martel, Warlord, Alan Glory, who's Paul Roma and Hercules, so 3 on 5. Warlord eliminated first after Tito hit his 3rd flying forearm of the night and got his 3rd elimination of the night, so now it's 3-4, no more even. Still in favor of the heels. Hot shot on Tito by DiBiase, 1-2-3. Heels are now up 4-2, but look who those two are, and we all know how this is going to go. Hogan eliminates Roman next, then Martel deserts his team and gets himself counted out, so it's 2-2. Hogan leg drops DiBiase for the 3, so just Hercules is left. Anyway, Warrior splash later, 1-2-3. Hercules is out. Those are the winners and survivors. The WWF champion, the Ultimate Warrior, and Hulk Hogan. So there you have it. All in all, it's a lukewarm outing, really, by the WWF. Opener was okay. Known outcome, really. Taker's debut, obviously, is the main book of that. Not much more you can say there. The first and the entire team surviving. It's kind of cool. 3 of the main matches, though, were changed from what was originally announced. But hey, at least we got Taker out of that. Less said about the Gooker, the better. Match of survival at the end was predictable as predictable could be. The event did do a good job, though, in setting up Sergeant Slaughter to be a strong, credible challenger. So that was good. Got to give this a rating, 10 belt scale. I'll give this one in the middle of the road. It's a 5. Is it not glaringly awful? Not, fantastic. Just kind of. So there you have it. I bumped it up 2 in my head because of Taker's debut, and then kind of dropped it 1 because of Gooker. So, and I have it at 5. Next up in our classic retrospectives, we'll take a look back at Starrcade 90 Collision Course. So, there you have that. Give the channel a like, a share, a subscribe, wherever you are. I hope you are all doing well. Take care of one another, and I will see you all when I see you.